Well, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to talk about the democracy in Mexico. Began with Mr. AMLO, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, the new president in Mexico. And I hope everything is good in your house. And how do you like my outfit this time? I dress up like ranchero. Ahora pues, con mi sombrero. Anyway, on Sunday, February 18 of this year, 2024, the corrupt parties in Mexico, the PRI and the PAN, or PRIAN, Partido Revolucionario Institucional y Partido Acción Nacional, which we call them PRIAN, because both of them that are corrupt, so we combine them, and then we say the PRIAN. Still remain in Mexico, and they did another rally or march or protest organized by Claudio X Gonzalez Guajardo, which I'm going to say something about this man, this corrupt man. Just bear with me. And then the placards, is they are they are really corrupt and hypocrites. And they say in the placards, protest to defend our democracy. What democracy? Mexico had never been a democratic country. Never. And this, it wasn't that great. It wasn't successful because they count the people, and it was like 90,000 people that went to the Zócalo. And Zócalo is one of the main square in Mexico where they put up great events in that place. It just have a history of Tenochtitlan when Tenochtitlan became Mexico. And so it's a very interesting place to go there. And great events go in this place. Always they celebrate it there. And like I said before, Mexico never had democracy. I was a student in Mexico, and I moved to United States when I was like 20 years old. So I did my studies in Mexico, and I was, all my education I received in Mexico, and some of them here in the United States. And I never remember the democracy in Mexico. Never been. Until now, with Andres Lopez Obrador, the new president. The vote in Mexico, they never count. It always the pre-rule for so many years in Mexico, and only the last two sexennials, which is 12 years, then the PAN rule. But those two corrupt parties always control Mexico, but no anymore. This is it. No more. We don't have no PRI, no PAN, just Morena. The new party the new president built, Morena. That everything that the opposite says, everything all these corrupt people says is the opposite. They say that they defend democracy. What democracy? Mexico never had democracy before. Until now, with the new president, because everything, all the reforms that he's been putting in the Constitution, and now is completely different from what it was before. Which I would like to maybe sometimes to move to Mexico because it's getting better and better and better. And so, but anyway, like I said before, I was a student in Mexico. I know that we never had democracy in Mexico. So it's absurd. What do they say in these placards that they defend the democracy? Never have. And who is this guy? Uh, Claudio X Gonzalez. I will tell you who it is. He is a millionaire oligarch who control the organization and listen what the organization say, because it's absurd what it says. It says Mexicanos against corruption and impunity. This place should be, the name should be Mexicanos pro corruption and impunity. Pro corruption, no against corruption, because that's what he's doing. He received millions and millions of dollars from companies that don't pay taxes in Mexico. And he himself don't pay taxes. He discriminates against Indians. It says, let's look to the north. We don't look to the south. The south, if you know a little bit of geography and history, they are the most mestizos in Mexico. I am mestizo. I come from a mix of Spanish, Españols, and Mexican Indians. But my skin is a little bit white. It's not like another people. Well, in the South, they're the most mestizos, more people, the Indians, the tribes, and some of them, they don't even speak Spanish. They speak another language, like the dialects, the states, especially the states of Guerrero, Chiapas, and Oaxaca, is the concentration of those people with their short stature. There are short people with dark skin. And it's where more Indians are, and some of them, they don't speak Spanish. They speak another dialect. And so he discriminated about these people, this guy. And so is the people that follow him in those rallies. You don't see people with dark skin. In those rallies, only see white people. White people, I would say like me. I'm not really white, but people like that they don't have a dark skin. And they presume themselves that they are educated and wealthy people. But they are very ignorant about the history of politics in Mexico. They don't know too much about history, because I see the interviews of some of the people when they interview some of the people that are in the rally in this protest, and they don't even can answer any simple question from elementary school concerning the history of Mexico or any of the politicians, the previous presidents or anything like that. They are so ignorant. And they go to these rallies, to defend democracy, which we never had democracy in Mexico. We call them the fifis. They are arrogant and full of pride, and discriminate against people that don't have education, or they look Indian or black, because we have also black people in Mexico. So what is the impact on these rallies? Nothing. It doesn't have impact in changing Mexico or anything like that. Because what happened? Because of the new president. Because of Andrés López Obrador. Because all the reforms that have been done, he's been done, is put in the Constitution. So there is nothing that they can do now. And so they cannot change the reform that has been done. And people know about this. The new president put conscience on the people, so people reject all of these corrupt people now. and they cannot do anything. They cannot steal from Mexico anymore. This is it. They are like a cockroaches in a fire. They are desperate because the new president is taking the money that is illegal that they obtain. And they, some of them, they are in jail. I say before, there is the Secretary of Security. He is in New York, Garcia Luna, and is in jail. That's because they're colliding with those with these people. So no, there is nothing that they can do, and it's that rally. It wasn't successful at all. This is it. It's over. They cannot control Mexico. This, in a lot of ways, United States also in the past controlled the elections in Mexico, and I had to say it, because it's and they try to get some way to help from the United States that they can help them, but there is no way. They don't even they don't even can go to Mexico because the president don't want them. United States offer help to dismantle all these drug cartels, and the president of Mexico don't want it because it says Mexico is sovereign. It shouldn't accept all of these things. For so many years, United States controlled the elections in Mexico, Spain, and all these countries, and now the president don't want anything, which I don't agree with him in this sense. Let me tell you why, okay? If I was a president in Mexico, I would say, okay, United States, send me those people, the Secret Service and the Army, dismantle all the drug cartels, and then get out. A contract for 6 months or a year, because I know United States have a great army, the Secret Service, the Special Forces, all of these things, and I know it's easy for them to do it. Because I know my country now, United States, how powerful it is in armament. Let me tell you, I said in another video, about the transformations. In history of Mexico, there were 3 great transformations, and I say about this in a previous video. That's why you have to check all my videos. And please subscribe that you can see all my videos. There are 3 relevant transformations in Mexico. The first one was the independence of Mexico from Spain. And this is by the priest Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla, which happened in 1810. Then the second one was the Guerra de Reforma, La Guerra de Reforma by Benito Juárez, one of the greatest presidents that we have in Mexico. This is in 1859 to 1863. And the third one was the Mexican Revolution. That overthrew Porfirio Diaz, who ruled Mexico for more than 30 years in 1910. We call it the Porfiriato. And those are very similar for what the corruption is doing right now in Mexico. They are like Porfiriato. They are trying to rule Mexico, but in a lot of corrupt way. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. They never have any money or anything like that. And this is especially on the people that I said in the south of Mexico, because in the south of Mexico is the concentration of more Indians, more mestizos. I am mestizo. But I don't have the really dark skin. But anyway, and we as a Mexicans, we had to support this for transformation that Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador is doing in Mexico. Um, and so now we had to support him and bless him and pray for him because he's in a dangerous state because a lot of people there's a lot of people that want to kill him, because of the things that he's been doing. He's taking the money that they illegally got from Mexico. They stole so much money. The previous presidents, they are in different countries. Why? Because they might be processed for what they did in the past. They had to pay for their actions, And so Mexico is getting better and better and better and better, and I rejoice because I am Mexican, even that I've been in the United States for so many years, and I love this country. It is no country like United States. I says in one of my videos, I says, this is the only country in the whole world, in the whole cosmos, they have in the currency, and God we trust. And why do we have those blessings? It is because we still believe in God and we did things. I mean, there is a lot of problems that we have inside the United States, but that doesn't mean we are living in a terrible life. No, we live an enjoyable life here in the United States. So I just rejoice for the blessing that God give to this country. And now the blessings that are poured in Mexico now with the new president, which you don't see to coming. This kind of people, we call them idealist. They don't have no interest for money. They don't have no interest to be famous. They don't have no interest for anything. The interest is to make the country better. And the president that is going to be, he has only won this year. And so it's going to turn the power over to, I believe and I affirm that the new president is going to be a woman in Mexico. Claudia Sheinbaum, a Jewish doctor that is going to be in Mexico. For the first time in history, Mexico is going to have a president that is a woman. And he followed that it will be a woman. So he followed the ideas of Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador. So we had to support her. Okay. So this is just a little bit of history that you will know what is Mexico, what was in the past, what is now. It's changing so much. I encourage you to go and make a trip to Mexico that you can see the changes in Mexico. One of the things, and I say in the video before, I says the gas doesn't go up like here in the United States. It's fluctuating. Why it doesn't go up in Mexico? Because the Pemex is a nation energy and also electricity because it's national. It's not in private hands. Here in the United States, we have everything in private hands. So we suffer this, when the prices go up and there is nothing that we can do. No, in Mexico. Mexico is different. So God bless you. And remember, if you are a Mexican, support Mexico in this for transformation. God bless you.